Okay, looks like... Okay, everyone, I just want to make sure I'm on again. I always have to do this. Okay, it looks like it's working. It's one. Let me check the other ones to see if that's working. Let's see. It looks like, okay. And then one last one before I start. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for your patience. Is this going to work? Okay, it looks like it might not be working. Okay. It looks like it is. Okay, great. So I just made a video, a live stream about my original art for Table for One. And now I'm going to do a live stream about my Mohammad cartoons. My Mohammad original art auction. Okay. And these, my original art, I can't go under 350. These, I can't go under 100. So they're cheaper. They're single images of Mohammad. I just want to run through some of these that you might not have seen. And so I'll just get a few of these ones out of here before I put the ones that I'm going to sell. And then you guys can just chime in, make your bids, and we'll go from there. Some of these ended up being in my books, in Peaceful Death Threats, in Islam Bitches possibly, and my volumes of Mohammad cartoons, in my volume 1 and 2. So, what's his name? Tyrion. What's his name? 1 second. What's the actor? Lannisberg? Tyrion, 1 second. What's his name? He's the... Tyrion Lannister? Tyrion? As Mohammad. And again, for my individual Mohammad cartoons, it's not as much as my comic book pages. Again, I won't go under 100. I can go higher, 150, 200, whatever it ends up being, whoever's interested. It's Tyrion Lannister as Mohammad. Harry Potter, what's the bad guy in Harry Potter? The one who must not be named. What's his name? What's his name? Again, I should know, right? Who is the supervillain? I guess supervillain. Lord Voldemort. Voldemort, right? So he's he who must not be named, right? In some ways, Muhammad is he who must not be named. So therefore, I have he who must not be named / Muhammad who must not be named in one. Right? I have another one. And again, these are cheaper than my original comic book art. I won't go under 100, but it can go over above that. I have Darth Muhammad. Darth Muhammad. Instead of Despicable Me, I have Despicable Mo. It's fun. Getting the Hitler mustache, the Hitler beard. No, the mustache goes all the way down. People ask me, you think there'll ever be Muhammad emojis? I said, I don't know, but let me draw one. It'll be to show anger, rage, right? Emoji with a crescent in the middle of his forehead, where that's basically the prayer scar. I mentioned this on other videos where Muslims, right, they try to out-pray their neighbor to show how hard they are, how much better of a Muslim they are, because they put their forehead into the ground a little harder, and they get a prayer scar. That's why you see these bumps on these Muslims on their forehead, where they put their head to the ground, and they try to show others. It's like a sign of virtue. Like, look at mine. Mine's bigger than yours, man. That's how they show their quote-unquote manhood, or lack thereof. What was the bad guys in Ice? Bad guys. I gotta keep looking these up because I forgot the names. in Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones. This is Muhammad as that guy. The Night King. Muhammad as the Night King from Game of Thrones. What's the Wicked Witch? If that's what she is, the princess, right? The queen in Snow White. And then she takes the form of some kind of witch, right? So I have Muhammad as a witch with flies going around him. It was fun. It's fun to draw this, you know. And then, you know, the dude in what's it called? That my memory is shot today. It's like, what the hell? The Lebowski, the Big Lebowski, Jeff Bridges, right? Coen Brothers, and he's the dude, you know. And this is the dude as Muhammad. This is when he's high in that one dream sequence. That's the dude as Muhammad. And then you got Heisenberg, right? You have Walter White as Muhammad. And again, these are 150 as a starting point if anyone wants to bid on these for this auction. And then you got Count Dracula, you know, the Count as Muhammad. Basically, the turban and the beard. That's the real thing. I couldn't fit his nose. I couldn't fit the mustache, the usual Hitler mustache, because his nose is so over his mouth. So these are the ones that I have available today. You guys can make your bid when you like. I'll go through them again. And again, it's just, you know, I want to make it in a one-man way. I want to make it acceptable to draw Muhammad, right? Where it's considered unacceptable. Well, break through that by making so many that people can't ignore it. Say, okay, this is an acceptable way to do your art, right? Why not? And on top of that, when people are murdered for it, it's like, no, that's impossible. The areas of the world where you can't draw Muhammad, are hellholes. They're hellholes. I don't want the world that I'm in, meaning America, to be a hellhole. Unfortunately, most cartoonists, most artists, they are, in this sense, de facto Muslims, in the sense of drawing Muhammad. They're submitting to Sharia. They're submitting to Islamic prohibitions. And again, I probably wouldn't do what I do if I wasn't raised Muslim. The reason why I say this is because no one else really does this on a consistent level. No one writes and draws against Islam jihad like my Pigman comic, and almost no one today draws Muhammad. So I've cornered the market that there is no market in. There is no market, but I've cornered it. So let me go through them again. Tyrion Lannister as Muhammad. The color keeps changing on my screen. I don't know if it's changing on yours. It's just interesting. It goes from real warm to cold light. I don't think it's a light. The light's not changing. It's just that the screen. Maybe the reflections is changing it. I don't know. I wonder if people are able to chime in because they weren't able to do it last time. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. Is it up and on and off here? I don't understand. Okay. It looks like there is a comment, but it didn't come on. That didn't come on here, unfortunately. Fortunately, I'm dealing with something again. Sorry, guys. I don't know what it is, but I can't access the. Let me go here. 1 second. I'll go through those one more time. You guys make me some offers if you're interested. I just appreciate the fact that I don't think you've ever seen a live auction with Muhammad cartoons. I don't think you have. It looks like no message so far. Okay. Well, I'm going to keep just streaming for a bit until you guys come on here. It's an impromptu, it's an impromptu auction here. I just finished up a live auction, not an auction, actually sale of my Table for One pages. You can check that out. And again, if you're interested in my original art, you can go to boschfawson.com, at least for my original comic book art, boschfawson.com. And again, I sell on my pages, whenever I sell original art, is $350. On these live auctions, I go down to $100, $150. That's fine. They're not as elaborate as my comic book pages, not as much time and thought given, just to be blunt. These are, single drawings. And in one way, though, I could sell them a lot more, right? Because, the bastards want to kill me. So if you guys get this, it'll be worth a lot more. That's why I posted the other day. I said, hey, if you believe that drawing Muhammad is a death sentence, right? Why don't you get my art? Get my Muhammad cartoons, right? Do it. Okay. Willie Puss writes, the color change warm cold is likely the white balance setting Kelvin level of the camera being continuously adjusted automatically, but I don't know what app is causing it. Yeah, thanks. I figured something because it seems like it's going back and forth. Maybe this, I don't know. Hopefully it's not bothering anyone here. But again, this is Tyrion Lannister from Game of Thrones as Muhammad. Voldemort, he who must not be named, and the prophet who must not be named, who must not be drawn, as Muhammad. Darth Muhammad. I try to make that lightsaber like a little, a little rough there with the pencils, glowing the way it would be. But the black and white art, you can't really. Despicable Mo instead of Despicable Me. Muhammad as a Despicable, and he has a Arafat type scarf. People that have asked, would I draw an emoji? Would they have Muhammad emojis? And I said, well, let me draw it. Let me give you an idea of what it might look. And of course, it'll be for rage, hatred, and of course, emoji, emphasis on Mo. The Night King as Muhammad from Game of Thrones. The Night King. A little icy background. That was the intention, at least. The beard, the Hitler mustache, that vacant look in his eyes, and he has the crescent as well, symbol, which is the Islamic crescent. The Queen in Snow White as Muhammad. I guess you would call it Trans Muhammad. It's just a funny drawing, like a sea hag almost from Popeye. And dirty, smelly, with the flies going around him. Again, it's fun. It's fun to draw these things. The dude from The Big Lebowski. Jeff Bridges. The dude. I think this scene, again, it was that dream sequence where he was he beaten up or was he high? Maybe both. But he was asleep. Yeah, that is the one. Actually, that's the witch from The Queen Turns into the Witch in Snow White. It's just a fun drawing. It's just that design was so brilliant. I saw that again not that long ago. That movie was beautifully done. The rotoscoping was incredible, which is they had actors, right? They enacted all the scenes, and they had the natural movement, the gestures of the human beings, and what they did, the animators drew over the actors to make it look authentically real when they made their movements. It's phenomenal. I mean, it looks so good, the animation, and it was so much work to do. And you almost never see that kind of quality today. Not from Disney, not from anyone. And that's, going on 100 years almost when the movie came out. Walter White, Heisenberg as Mohammed from Breaking Bad. Bryan Cranston. I know he'd love this, right? He'd love this, right? Yeah, right. The Count from Sesame Street as Mohammed. Yeah, it is amazing. Those early movies, I didn't believe it was so good, even though, 1936. It's incredible. The animation was so stunning. And again, the lifelike quality. It's not realistic per se, right? It's very, very, very simple. But it's just the movement. There was one moment where the witch, when she was at the door, and she looked back and she was afraid, and then she ran off. It was like, again, that's a living, breathing, person on that screen, even though it's stylized, even though it's simple as hell. Because again, they did the rotoscoping, which is to some extent, I guess, tracing. I guess tracing the human figure, and they did it again, of course, repeatedly, right? Like a flip book. I've done a few animation things, like actual flip books with Muhammad, and you got to repeat the same exact things. Thank you, I appreciate it. You got to do. Are you, just curious? Are you on X or on? Okay, I guess you're on X doing this, right? Interesting. I guess it changes up. It changes up between the YouTube as the source of the comments, or can I get all comments from all places? I don't know. Okay, interesting. I think that's the first time I've seen commentary on X from any of my live streams. I've only done a handful, but that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Very, very cool. So I wonder if that cancels out the one on YouTube. I don't know. I don't know how it goes. I'm still learning, but I'm doing it simultaneously on a few different platforms, which is pretty cool. It's a great option. Okay, I see. So just okay. So I'm gonna do another rundown. And again, if you missed this live stream, you can go to my store, boschfawson.com, and you can scroll down to original art. And you can order original art pages, Muhammad cartoons. Even I also have commissions. You can actually have me draw Muhammad in ways that you want. I don't do obscene cartoons though. I won't have him banging a pig as I'm asked sometimes. And I know you guys get pissed off sometimes. You call me a pussy for it, but that's just not my thing. You guys can do it if you want. I just don't. I don't go there. I don't diminish myself to that level. I'll mock him. I'll do this and that in certain ways. Sure, I think it deserves to be, but that's just. I don't want to bring down myself to that level because I wouldn't necessarily do that for anyone. I just wouldn't. I've turned down money for that even when I needed it, and I'm called. I'm insulted over it. What are you gonna do? So let me just go through these drawings one more time, and then I'm gonna cut this off. And again, you can go to my store, boschfawson.com. You can click the store. You can scroll down to see original art and order from there, and then just contact me on social media, and we'll just connect. So, again, this is Heisenberg / Walter White from Breaking Bad as Muhammad. And my whole thing about the turban is that I make it like horns, like a devil. People said, "Oh, it looks like Wolverine." I guess that wasn't my intention. I tend to be like horns. That was the intent. And again, the dude from the reason why I say it is because narrator, like the dude. That's the way he said it. It was what's his name? Sam Shepard, I believe. Sam Shepard, or am I mistaken? Jeff Bridges as Muhammad. He's high, and he's just like, yeah. The queen turned the witch in Snow White as Muhammad. So again, this might be a trans drawing. It wasn't my intention, but I guess technically speaking, it could be, right? And I sell these a little cheaper than my comic pages, which take a lot more effort and time, and they're part of a whole narrative. So these are individual drawings. 100, 150 people want it. You can get that for that here on this live stream, and then on my page it's more. So this is where you can get these pages for cheaper. And sometimes I have people bid for them, and some won over others. This is the Night King from Game of Thrones. That's Muhammad. Emoji Muhammad. We need Muhammad emojis. And again, there's this little thing that I argue about, right? We need to mainstream this kind of stuff. If we have Muhammad emojis, if we have a Muhammad movie, right? If we have Muhammad comic books and TV shows and all that, showing him for what it was, jihad will be snuffed out in no time, because that means that we are culturally stronger than we were yesterday. Because right now, that's an impossibility, and it should never be an impossibility to mock, Mahamoji. That's right, emoji. It should never be impossible or forbidden to mock an enemy's icon. Never. Imagine World War II, being told, you can't draw Hitler. It's like, I'm going to draw him now. Of course, we're at war. You're an enemy. We won't do that. So yeah, this is, the idea where if we have Muhammad emojis, if we have Muhammad TV shows, if we showed him as he was, as he's written by Islamic history, whether he exists or not, that doesn't matter. But the Muslims who believe he does, even if you take that by what he said and did, it's a horrific story. It's a horror story, is what it is. So if you make a biography of Muhammad, it's a horror movie. It's a horror movie. And if we find ourselves at the point where we start having films about Muhammad, we're culturally strong enough to do that, again, jihad will be snuffed out in no time, because that's when we are fed up with all this shit. 1,400 years of this crap. We said no more. That's it. So that's part of why I do what I do as well, to normalize this. It shouldn't be forbidden. It shouldn't be unacceptable. The fact that I can do this on the air right now without being banned, that's a good sign. It is. I've been banned before. Maybe I'll be banned again. But for now, no. I want to do the quote-unquote impossible. It shouldn't be. Why? Because it shouldn't be impossible. It should be the norm. And again, drawing an enemy's icon, of course we should be able to do that. Just because most people don't do that doesn't mean it shouldn't be done. Just because I'm one of the only ones doing it right now on a regular basis doesn't mean it shouldn't be done. It's from Despicable Me, Despicable Mo. So I'll go through a few more of these, and then I'm going to call it. And just, again, if you want these, you can go visit. While I'm on air, they are cheaper here. I'm willing to go for 100, 150. Once you go to my site, there are more. All my original art is at 350 as the base. At least for the overseas, I think 375 or 380, because shipping costs are outrageous. Again, this is Darth Muhammad as a Sith Lord. Voldemort, he who must not be named, mixed in with he who must not be drawn. Tyrion Lannister, if that's how you pronounce it. Tyrion Lannister as Muhammad. And then the Count as Muhammad from Sesame Street. Okay, so thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I couldn't. It's so funny. I always draw Muhammad with a Hitler mustache, right? I couldn't do that here because of his nose. But it's fun. It's just a fun drawing. Again, I've drawn him so many different ways. People always tell me, draw him like this, draw him like that. It's like, first of all, I do take a little exception to that. Thanks, Secular Dimmy. Great idea. Should do it on Draw Mode Day and World Hijab Day and No Hijab Day. Yeah. Well, you know what? To me, Draw Muhammad Day is every day. I know people wait for May 20th and still they don't draw him. I remember I put up this drawings of him on that day. I don't remember seeing any other ones. And again, it's like, it's hard to be in a position where you're calling out everyone, but you are, in a sense, by drawing him. Just by the nature of you doing it and them not doing it, you're calling them out. I have the essay that I have on my website called My Draw Muhammad Challenge. It's to every artist out there. And the only ones who actually took me up on my challenge, you know who they were? Non-artists. And I told them, I said, if you do this, I'm going to publish them in my book, in my next book, in my Mohammed cartoons, volume 3, because I'm not going to put their names clearly, but I have to honor them. And they were the ones with the balls to do it. And again, you don't have to draw. It doesn't matter. And I respect those people, because that's the whole point. It's not about how you draw Muhammad. It's not about drawing him well. It doesn't matter. It's about drawing him at all. And again, they don't want to kill you for drawing him bad. Even if you draw him as a heroic person, they still want to kill you, because he shouldn't be, visualized. That's the idea, right? Even draw him on a steed, powerful. But then again, that if you draw him maybe killing Moses or some popular Jew, maybe they would accept that, find that acceptable. Who knows? Who knows? Because they always are up in the air with their critical principles, always willing to compromise. No matter what they claim, what they say, always willing to compromise. And again, even this prohibition, right? This prohibition, you can't draw Muhammad. Shiite Muslims have been drawing Muhammad for centuries. Centuries. So it's not an ironclad prohibition. It's only a modern way, post 9/11, for Muslims to flex their muscles on us again, to say, you know what? We're going to fly planes into buildings. You're not going to wipe us out the way you wiped out enemies in World War II. And we're going to tell you that you can't draw our prophet. Highlight that. I don't like that. So you have to, you have to defy them in the way that you know how, by drawing Muhammad. As simple as that. To me, it's a simple act of defiance. It's not a, people sometimes want to call it more than it is. To me, it's a very, very simple act of defiance as a man who loves freedom. Love freedom to death. Willing to die for it. It's not exaggeration. It's a fact. Because without that, what the hell are we? I mean, what are we? So, if anyone, again, if you want to get my original art from my books, from my comics, from my Muhammad books and cartoons, from, what do you call that? My book on Islamophiles called Islam Bitches. Because at the top of Islam Bitches, I have the word Islamophiles, which is what they are technically, and it's crossed out because I want to give it less of a respectful term for them, Islam Bitches. And I have Muhammad on the back, right, dressed like a 70s pimp, and he's pointing at the viewer like Uncle Sam in the poster where We Want You for the U.S. war, where he says, "Hey, Islamophiles, hey Islam Bitches, why aren't you Muslim?" And that's a question. That's a question I ask every single non-Muslim who praises Islam. They praise Islam to the hilt more than they praise their own religion or their own ideology, right? And then you ask them, why aren't you Muslim? If it's so great, why haven't you submitted? Are you an Islamophobe? Are you an Islamophobe? Is that what you are? Do you hate Islam? Because again, this is a question to ask anyone who praises Islam in your life, right? Anyone who says, oh, it's great, and it's so, why aren't you Muslim? You can convert in a split second. How? By speaking the Shahada, the declaration of faith, right? There is no God but Allah. Muhammad was a messenger. Oh, I just became Muslim. But that's the idea. It's there's no moral standard to become Muslim. It's literally the pronouncement of the declaration of faith, the Shahada. There is no God but Allah. Muhammad was a messenger. And you're instantaneously a Muslim. You could be a murderer. It doesn't matter. You could be a killer. You could be anything. You could be a scumbag, lowest life possible. They're like, hey, you're Muslim now, so you're good. It doesn't matter. It's pretty pathetic. And there's, Muslims pray 5 times a day. And as I have my character Killian tell his twin brother, Salam, which means peace, he says, imagine if Muslims thought 5 times a day instead of pray 5 times a day. The world would be a better place, a more peaceful place, that's for sure. I mean, think about that. If Muslims were, demanded that they think 5 times a day, I think they will think themselves out of Islam within the first day. Like, what the hell am I doing? On my knees like this, No. If they think 5 times a day, they'll start thinking of their way out of Islam, naturally. That's what I did. I thought my way out of it. I questioned it. I couldn't stand the fundamental dishonesty of everyone around me, of asking questions about it, learning about the preachers and this and that, and the great men in Islam, and Muhammad himself lying as if they breathe. They have a number of words, right? Taqiyya, to lie, right? And it's like kitman. Others, like 3 or 4 different terms ways of lying in the name of Islam to protect Islam. It's always to protect Islam. It's like, I don't know. If it's that fragile, it's worth protecting. Why do you always got to protect this religion? If it was so great, it wouldn't need this kind of protection. Nothing great needs that kind of protection. It can, it can withstand criticism, right? If it's that great. Anyway, I just want to let you guys know, if you see this after the fact, contact me. Give me an offer for any of these, and we'll go from there. Thanks, Beaner, Woolly Puss, and Secular Dimmy. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys. It's interesting. Last time, I think all of them were from YouTube. Now, everyone here is from X. I wonder if that happens. Woolly Puss says, everyone was Muslim. Abraham, yes. Yep. That's the presumption on their part. That's the conceit of Islam, right? That every single prophet that came before Muhammad was Muslim. And all of their followers lied to them, from their parents to their holy men. They all lied them away from Islam. Oh, no. It's not Islam. It's Jesus, right? Christianity, Moses, Judaism, Buddha, right? All those religions, Zoroastrianism, all these religions, they were all Muslim. Abraham was a Muslim. Moses, Jesus was a Muslim. That's a conceit. And then, of course, came the final prophet, right? Muhammad. And the particular hatred for the Jews by Muslims is a fact that some reason there was a kinship, I guess, that Muhammad felt with the Jews, who, were the first of the monotheistic religions. They were the first ones. So he said, you know what? I'm the real deal here. I'm your final prophet. So come join me. And they took exception to that. They didn't like it, especially he was getting pushy. I think they may have even threatened him to get away from them, just to, so he went from Medina to Mecca, got his gang, and came back to Mecca with his gang. Why? Because he was raiding the Jewish caravans. That's how he got that's how he made his bones, robbing them. And then all of a sudden, the Arabs in the area were like, this is an interesting religion. You can rob, you can steal, you can lie. What else can you do? He said, well, we can kill now because Allah just gave me a new, okay, great. So we can do everything we've been doing, right? But now we can do it under the umbrella of goodness, of religion, right? That's how ugly and stupid it is. So the only innovation, he stole from all those guys, right? He stole from Christianity, he stole from Judaism, from all the religions, right? And the only innovation that he made, quote unquote, was jihad, which was really just the Arab way of doing things, right? Sword, brutality, right? But they just gave it a religious component and made it holy war. Made it holy, war is a disgusting thing. Yeah, but if it's holy, it's great, right? Then you can, Garfield's Bizarre Adventures, you are a pretty boring dude. I would rather read a Quran. Oh, God. One of these, you're probably a Muslim or a leftist or a ripetard. Ugh. And you're here, though, nonetheless, right? I'm so boring that you're here commenting. Anyway, these are not for you, by the way. I know you would never, This is a Muhammad cartoon. Are you afraid? Huh? People have died for this. The Amazing Atheist draws better than me. Show me his Muhammad cartoons when you're on Twitter, on X, that is. I'd like to see them. His Muhammad cartoons. I'm gonna get these kind of guys. But there's a button here, right? Yeah. These characters. Interesting. I wonder if maybe now you can get some people from... okay, I see. So now there are people from X and from YouTube. That's what it is. I see. So yeah, some people just come to sow division, these rats, and they have nothing to offer. Nothing, zero. Now, again, you idiots, if you want to have a good give and take, be clever, have something to say, have something worthwhile. Don't just be an idiot and come here and just insult for the hell of it. And also, again, you come to my live stream just to insult, you're not going to make it far. Come on here, add something, say something interesting, challenge me if you want. Absolutely. Come on here and just talk shit? Absolutely not. You're out. You're out. You could be banned very, very easily. And I got no problem with that. And of course, you take it, say, oh, are you for free speech? Of course I am. But you idiots can speak freely outside of my live streams or my website and so on. So anyway, I'm going to end this stream. If anyone else has any questions, any comments, let me know. Thanks for being here. And so Garfield's Bizarre Adventure, idiot. If you want to come on my live streams, you have to say something interesting, something clever. You really do. Offer something. Don't just come on here and insult for the hell of it and be stupid. Because you will be out. You will find yourself banned quickly, with no hesitation on my part. Thanks, Dick and Dick Post. Yeah. If you're interested, let me know. Make an offer. It's fun. Gave him the horned turban. And again, for this one, I couldn't make my usual Hitler mustache because of the fact that his nose is just so, over his lips. I thought about giving a little hint to it. I think I did it in the initial drawing, but didn't quite work out. So it's pretty funny. So yeah, let me know, guys, if you're interested in any of these. I can keep it going if you want, or any more questions. But again, if you're an idiot, maybe a ripetard or some other, idiot, Muslim, whatever, leftist, you want to stay on my live streams, at least be entertaining, engaging, challenge me, be clever. If you insult me in a clever way, I'm willing to insult you back in a clever way. But you come on here and say, you're as boring. It's like, nah, that sucks. That bores me. I mean, you bored me to death with your initial comments. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure. So you're out. You come on under a different name. You want to be a little more clever. I'm willing to go back and forth. Absolutely. But again, you got to be clever. You can't be just an idiot, which is what I expect from you guys, at least. You guys are terrible, by the way. And ripetards, oh my God, you guys are the worst. You're really, really stupid. And I think part of why you're really stupid is the fact that you defend the indefensible. You support something that you know is shit, and you hate being reminded of it by others. So you're like, God damn it! A part of you knows you defend the indefensible, and you hate yourselves for it. And you should. I mean, it's just mediocre. So again, you come on here, you better come on here strong. You want to insult? You better be funny about it. You better be clever about it, at least. Don't be boring. Just don't do that, because you'll be out. JJH185. Got any new comic books coming out? If so, when? Thanks for your time. Appreciate it. I have. I've been working on the project for the last year and a half. It's about 300 pages to 350. I'm in the middle of I'm in the middle of editing the script. I got up to about 70 pages of drawings, and then I had to take a break to edit it down. So I was doing that, and I thought I could do a concurrent thing. We're doing that and my Pigman issue 4. But right now, I think I'm going to focus on this. And what I'm going to do actually for Comicsgate, I'm going to have a campaign. I'm going to have a special Comicsgate edition of Pigman #1 with bonus material, a few added pages to the scenes, make it exclusively for the Comicsgate audience. Because, this is a whole new audience to me. It's something that's, I think, with a new cover also as well. So that's what I'll be doing. That's the new one, besides the long, graphic novel that I've been adapting. Yeah, I thought about doing it concurrently. I tried actually for a bit. And I was like, you know what? This script, it has to be, and again, it's very difficult because I was very, very pleased with the script. And then I was told that the pages might be a little less than what was intended. Or I think I asked for more pages, and at first they were open to it, and then less so after the fact, for a few factors. So I've had to cut good stuff, which is a pain in the ass. It really is. You go through your script over and over again. You try to make it as good as you possibly can, and then you realize, okay, I gotta cut this. So, yeah, the only thing I have is that project, and then again, I will be starting my campaign for Pigman 1, the CG edition, with a new cover and bonus material, a few extra pages here and there. That's going to be the only thing that I'll have. And then if that goes well, issue 2, issue 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. And then I think it'll be done by probably issue 7. And then when that's all done, the individual issues, I intend to have a hardcover Pigman, pigskin leather cover, right? Islam proof, Muslim proof, jihadist proof. And it could be even Pigman's mask, like on the cover with actual pigskin leather. I think at least the parts of the mask. That was my thinking years ago when I first began Pigman. And again, there was always something knocking me off the project here and there. I was able to make about 100 pages so far. I got issue 4. I got the script. It's keep changing it, keep making it better, keep improving it. But that's in the spare time that I have outside of this big project. Because this is a dream project, the one that I'm currently doing, and it's a big 14 by 21 actual original pages, and it'll end up being 8 by 14 actual book. So, yeah, so that's thanks for asking. That's where I am with those things. So again, thanks for everyone being here and being cool and engaging. I do appreciate it. And again, if you're going to be an asshole. If you're an asshole who hates me, at least be clever about it. At least, maybe laugh at least with a good insult. You know, I've gotten those, and sometimes even Muslims are like, that's not bad. That's not bad. Sometimes their death threats are even entertaining, interesting, not boring. Let's just say, if you're gonna come on here and bore me to death, you'll be out at any moment. Thanks, JJH185. Awesome, can't wait, and thank you for answering. Absolutely. And again, it's like I can engage with anyone here. Maybe you yourself are one of these characters, but at least be clever, be entertaining, engaging. I'm willing to talk with anyone, always. But if you suck, if you're boring, if you're just here to insult out of the gate, as in, what am I doing here? You're out. You're out. You offer nothing. You're a zero. You truly are. And it's probably a ripetard. You stinking ripetards. You guys really suck. But again, I get it. You indefensibly defend something that's terrible. It's terrible, and you know it. And that's why. Those comics suck. Eric July sucks. And you guys just can't handle it. So it's your problem. I guess you want everyone else to deal with it because you can't deal with it on your own. You're like, because you ask yourselves, I'm a mediocrity who defends mediocre shit. Damn it, that sucks. I'm going to share that pain with others, and you guys do, believe me. I've never seen a dumber group of quote-unquote fans. I don't even think you're fans, but you at least pretend to be, right? You're the only ones who actually mocked me for drawing Muhammad. Leftists didn't do that. Not even Muslims do that. Ripetards come there and say, oh yeah, you draw Muhammad. It's like, yeah, people have been murdered for this. It is noteworthy. It is worth doing. It is funny. These guys, I even have Pigman roasting jihadists when he kills them. It's fun, it really is. So yeah, these guys are worth roasting. They're so roastable. They're so stupid. And then also, I was nominated for an Eisner, and I was also nominated for a Russ Manning Most Promising Newcomer Award, right? And what's their takeaway? You didn't win. You suck. It's like, when I was nominated, it was still at a time where they were valuable. The Eisner Awards, where they were still legitimate, right? You got these serious artists being judges, and it was an honor. I mean, a hell of an honor to be, because it's it's the Oscars of comics, right? I'm nominated as an actor, it's fantastic. I was nominated for my art. It was great. And again, it's like gravy to actually win. But their take was that you suck because you lost. You didn't win an Eisner Award. You lost an Eisner Award. It's like, what? Okay. It's just stupid. But yeah, you guys are the worst. You guys suck. You're so mediocre. It's unbelievable. It's the first time you guys came on here, by the way. So this is why I'm prolonging this. But again, this is advice to other ripitards. You can't come on here as full-blown ripitards or else you'll be out. You got to come on here. You got to dig deep. Say something clever. Have an insult that's at least clever. Make me chuckle a little. I say, oh, okay, I'll keep you on here for a bit. You just can't come on here like I'm a ripitard and you're boring me and your art sucks. It's like you're out. But anyway, I'm gonna call this. Thanks for being here, everyone. Appreciate it. You take care. And again, if you're interested in my art, you can go to my store, bossfoss.com, scroll down to original art and go from there. And you can order original art and then also let me know in social media and messages or whatever. Or even on my feed, on my page. Let me know and we'll make the exchange either through PayPal or Venmo, whatever's easiest for you. Thanks for being here, everyone. Appreciate it. Good night. Thanks, Willie Puss. Good night. Thank you. Great art, so many solids. Yeah, it's just totally fun. I mean, I love drawing so many different ways. Thanks again. Okay, Richard S. writes, the crazy thing is that in UK today, Starmer would lock up the pythons for the life of Mo, and he would consider it good and proper so long as the nanny state, a.k.a. Big Mother, got to them before jihad. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. I'm sorry about that, man. You guys must be... my English friends, I just... That bastard Starmer, Der Sturmer, right? That Nazi paper. Him and his whole gang are arresting human beings who say things on social media that they don't like. That commissioner, that little bastard, I drew him as Mohammad, and I tagged him on X because he actually had the nerve to tell Americans and others outside of UK, we will extradite you if you say things that violate their sensibilities. It's disgusting. The stormtroopers, wow, that's fantastic. The stormtroopers, holy shit, that's a great pun. Oh my God, that is Richard. Whether you thought of it or whatever, that's fantastic. Never, Woolly Puss, ever. I've never seen that in my life. Woolly Puss says it's so insane. I don't remember anything like that ever. Never have I ever seen that. The evil, the presumptuousness, the illegality, the criminality of a little bastard from another country telling people, citizens outside of their own country, hey, we're going to bring you in here if you say things that we don't like on social media. Unheard of. Bar Stewart says they arrested a selection of people to try and convince us they can arrest everyone 100%. The prison's already full. They can't. 100%. That's what they did. They want to make examples of people. They want to shut people down. They want to make people self-censor. And there's nothing more evil than self-censorship. Nothing. I drew a cartoon about that years ago with someone putting a tape over their mouth. Self-censorship is the worst censorship. Because you get to yourself before they get to you, right? Nothing more evil than that. And they want to pressure you to do it. They want to scare you into doing it. And a lot of people abide, unfortunately. A lot of people abide. Richard S. continues, the socialists are doing Offenbung der Culture. Check it out. Pol Pot in year zero. Mao in the Cultural Revolution now. And the Great Reset. Look, I can't stand the idiots on the right who need communists to come to them with tattoos on our forehead, I am a communist, and t-shirts say, hey, I'm a communist, in order to call them communist. I can't stand these guys. They're pussies. They can't even call them, they still call them liberals. Communists, they call them liberals. They're not ready for this. We have to be ready for this. Communists don't come out until their power is secure. They've always done that. They don't explicitly say, I'm a communist. Starmer is a communist. He just doesn't say, I'm a communist. That bastard up north, He's a communist. Richard says the three slogans of the Uniparty: speech is violence, yep. Freedom is danger, diversity is strength. This is scary stuff, man. Barstool says, annoyingly, how the country seems to have bought it. I know. I mean, it's hard to believe, but we're dealing with a kind of tyranny that we've never seen in relatively civilized countries. We haven't seen this, but we're seeing it more and more. And there's these goddamn leftists who are getting into power in very questionable ways. Yes, there's election fraud, all that, but they get into power in very questionable ways. Very questionable. They don't have a majority of the vote. They don't have people actually doing this. Yep. Which says self-censoring. It's okay for them because they are in a cult. Adolf and Marx or etc. all self-censored. Didn't read what they may not agree with. They don't think like we do. Don't exactly read you there in terms of Adolf and Marx, etc. all self-censored. Okay, as in they self-censored, meaning they didn't tell us who they were until they gained power. Is that the idea? From their perspective, that's a strategy, right? But for a free man, a free woman, no. Once you self-censor, they got you. If you live still in a relatively free country again, and that's what we're talking about, right? I mean, we're talking about Starmer only got 20%. Yeah, exactly. These people are getting into power without a real mandate. They're not really getting into true power. There's something going on here, some kind of thievery, some kind of election fraud. I call it election fraud by 1,000 cuts. What happened in 2020 in America. It's election fraud by 1,000 cuts, meaning media fraud, right? Ballot fraud, voter fraud, election fraud, academia fraud. I mean, institutional fraud, social media fraud, every possible way that they have to push. Because again, they're rotten to the core. They have no ideas. All they have is force in the end. Because the natural home for leftism and Islam is dictatorship. That's the natural home. So what are they going to do to get there? They will lie their asses off to get there. They will say anything to get there. Starmer only got they chose. Richard S. says they chose to not read things they didn't agree with their positions. Willie Puss writes, and violence against voters near the ballots. Yeah, Antifa BLM. Absolutely. Every election fraud by 1,000 cuts. Again, that's how they eke out these wins, and they still didn't win. Biden didn't win. 81 million votes? Come on, man. More votes than any U.S. president ever got, ever. I mean, come on. So one more time, let me do a run through because I got a little more interaction here. Richard says 80 to 20%, the Pareto distribution means that, yes, the Pareto principle. I've read that in a few of the books that I read on business. The Pareto distribution means that it doesn't take half the population to make great change. Every time we see the loonies winning, yeah. Well, that's the thing, even the good guys, right? The Revolutionary War, right? Maybe 30% of the population wanted that. The rest were willing to be subjects of England. They were. You don't need a majority for evil or for good, right? You don't need a majority. You need a passionate minority willing to do whatever it takes. Of course, the evil will, meaning lie and steal and cheat. That's what they'll do. Whereas the good will just try to tell the truth over and over and over again and call out the lies and the thievery. But again, if there's more people here, I just want to mention these Tyrion Lannister as Mohammad. I'm selling my original art, Mohammad cartoons. The Count Mohammad from Sesame Street, right? The dude from The Big Lebowski is Mohammad. The dude. The queen who turns into the witch in Snow White. So this is a trans Mohammad in a lot of ways, yeah. Dirty with the with the flies on him. That's his friends. Heisenberg / Walter White as Mohammad with a horned turban. Thanks, Bar Stewart. Again, This is Voldemort, he who must not be named, drawn as he who must not be drawn. Darth Muhammad. My original art goes for $350. My comic art, when I'm on these live streams for auctions, I do it for $150, and people can bid back and forth. So you make your bids. Just let me know. Let me know offline also if you guys are watching this after the fact. Despicable Me to Despicable Mo. See, this is freedom. People talk about freedom, right? You got these pundits talk about freedom. Never do they support the drawing of Muhammad. They think it's rude. They think it's not helpful, right? Fuck them. You know why? Because the way I see it, once human beings were slaughtered for drawing Muhammad, anyone who comes up to you and says, "Well, that it's rude to draw Muhammad," it's like, "Hey, fuckers, people were slaughtered over this." So that rudeness is out. That's long gone. Prior to that, I heard that argument more, let's just say. So this is emoji. Again, if we have emojis of Muhammad, if we have movies, TV shows, cartoons mocking Muhammad, jihad is almost finished. The Night King from the Game of Thrones. Okay, Richard S., absolutely. I read that. I read Orwell's words after 9/11. It was a writer from the Washington Post at the time. I forgot his name, unfortunately. He was a liberal, right? But 9/11 seemed to have awakened in him a fighting spirit to the point where he was quoting Orwell saying that pacifism is inherently pro-fascist, because the idea is that if you are not against fighting jihadists, you're pro-jihad. It doesn't matter what you feel or think, or if you're against fighting jihad, you're pro-jihad. And what he was saying, Orwell, was if you're against the fascists, if you're not against the fascists, if you're against fighting them, you're for them, because it leads to the bullies winning. We must stand against the bullies and for liberty. Take care, mate. Richard S., thank you. Great commentary. I appreciate you guys chiming in. Thanks, Willie Puss. Mohammad. See, you made that up. That's very cool. I just call it, emoji, but Mohammad is better because it fits in his entire name. It's like that one card that I have, Ho Muhammad, It's for the Pride Month, the card with Muhammad's husband. Okay, Jason, 150. For which one, Jason? Which one? If everyone wants to bid as well, I got these. These are ones that I haven't shown on my live streams yet, so this is new. Jason bids 150 for Count. Okay, Count Chocolate Muhammad. Okay, anyone wants a challenge? Anyone wants a bid against Jason? Let me know. Jason bid for this. If anyone is willing to do that, cool. If not, it'll be Jason's. Thanks for the offer, Jason. Appreciate it. And again, you can do PayPal or Venmo, whatever's more convenient for you. Contact me on X in message, or just ping me and we'll get in touch. I know the last time someone bought one of my original art, they couldn't get through the message. I think it's open to all. I think it is. But if anyone else wants to make an offer, I'm going to count down to 10. And if not, it'll be Jason's. Count Muhammad from the Sesame Street. Yeah, so this is 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jason, it's yours. Thanks. Appreciate it. I appreciate anyone who buys my Muhammad cartoons because, again, I will say this, and it's unfortunate. You get people who email me, right? And they say, I can almost hear a whisper, like, I love your work, but I'm afraid to buy it. I'm afraid to order it. And I tell them, I think I'm gonna start telling him. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it. So just ping me and we'll make the exchange. Again, if it doesn't go in the message, I'll follow you, and then maybe I guess it might take that. And again, PayPal or Venmo, whatever is most convenient for you. Right now, I think Venmo. I made a few sales this week in Venmo. It's fine by me. Thanks. So that's yours. And if anyone else is interested in Tyrion Lannister, Mohammad, this one I don't know. I like this one. It's on a little thinner paper than the others, so I will mention that. But something about that witch from the queen turning into the witch really fit Muhammad. You know, it looks like an Arab also. It's just fun. But thanks, Jason. So yeah, ping me, do that, and if anyone else wants to make any offer on any of these, let me know. I'll go through them again. Walter White / Heisenberg from Breaking Bad as Muhammad. Voldemort, he who must not be named as he who must not be drawn. And, you know, if you notice, I always do this. If you look close, I always put hair popping out of the clothes. I've been doing that for years, and it works for these guys in particular. The dude from The Big Lebowski, Jeff Bridges. Darth Muhammad. Despicable Mo. Mahamoji. That's what Willie Putt said. Mahamoji. That's even better than what I said. I just think, you know, emoji is pretty fun, but Mahamoji. And again, I will note that if we have Muhammad emojis, Muhammad cartoons, Muhammad movies, TV shows, T-shirts, right? Jihad is in the death throes, because that's what we know. We are culturally strong enough to withstand the bastards. Say, you know what? Fuck you. We're gonna mock you. We're gonna fight you on every single front, not just leaving our soldiers there, letting them die, letting them not wipe out the enemy, which is the most horrific thing that I think Bush did. He didn't unleash our soldiers. He didn't let them do their job. And then, you know, Obama continued the same shit. And when we say that, you know, people say, we've been at war for 20 years, I'm tired. It's like, first of all, you're not fighting, asshole. We've been at war? No, I'm not at war. I'm not a soldier. You're not a soldier. Don't talk like that, okay? People who go there, they're a special breed. Okay, we have to admire them on that level. They're a different breed of people. They have not been allowed to be themselves. They have not been allowed to wipe out this enemy. They've been held back by savages in Washington. Okay? That's the problem. This idea that we've been at war for 20 years is a lie. We have been at something other than war for 20 years. Other than war. That's what we've been at. Everything but war. So, here's the last one before I go. If anyone wants to make an offer, this is the Night King from Game of Thrones as Muhammad with the Islamic crescent. The design was pretty damn good on that Night King as well. All that detail, all the musculature, you know, because that's how the muscles look on the human body when you rip when you rip the skin off. When you draw, you know, from a skeleton to the muscles, that's how it looks. And then, you know, all the blood and skin. But so yeah, you know, let me know if anyone's interested in any of these. I'll do more of these. I always enjoy it. I love the fact that, again, people are interested in getting them, and they do hang them up in their homes, which is, I love that, because it's like I have my Woody Muhammad cartoon over my table, over my art table. It's the canvas version, and it's just, to me, it's my most popular, most meaningful single drawing. I almost died for it, and it's just a simple act of defiance, right? You can't draw me, that's why I draw you. You can't draw me, that's why I draw you. That's what it is. It's not an aggressive act of violence or anything. It's just F you. You know, of course we could draw you. What world do we live in? So it hangs there. And I also have Cover Table for One. I have Pigman, Smoke Print over there. I also have Killian, the hero of the Infidel, my stand-in, the cartoonist who creates Pigman in my comic book, Pigman, where he's like this in thought, and it says, everyone thinks, imagine if everyone thought, right? That's a difference, right? Everyone feels, excuse me. Everyone feels. Imagine if everyone thought what the difference that would make in the world. Everyone feels. It's like big shit when people feel. That's, to that extent. I'm not diminishing feelings. I'm not diminishing emotions or anything. But the point is, everyone does that, right? Not everyone thinks. If you can do it equally, it'll be a different world. Thanks for being here, everyone. And I appreciate the give and take. I didn't appreciate the Ribitard at all because, again, you guys suck, first of all. And if you're going to come on here, you better be clever. You better be interesting. You better make me laugh, chuckle at least, with an insult. You want to give an insult? Make a good one. That sucked. Whoever you were, my God, you were terrible. So you got your ass banned. So thanks everyone. Woolly Puss, appreciate all the feedback. Thanks Jason. Thank you. Bar Steward, Richard. Very, very cool. Great give and take, man. Sorry to hear all that mess in the UK, Richard. JJH185, thank you. Dignity Post, appreciate it. Garfield Bizarre Adventure, you suck. You sucked. Secular Dimmy, great stuff. Thanks again, guys. Really, really appreciate it. And we'll be in touch, Jason. And again, those who watch this after the fact, go to my store. Ping me online to get these Mohammad cartoons. And also, if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel, if you can follow me on X, I would appreciate it. I've lost a lot of people online. 20,000 followers online when my Twitter account, my original one, was banned 2018. I lost this account, that account. I had to restart, but I've gained about 40 since, which is great. I would have had a lot more by now, but it took me about 6-7 years to build 14,000 followers on Twitter, the old Twitter. Now it took me about a year and a half to get 26,000 on X. Thanks, JJH185. You have a good night as well. You guys were great give and take. And again, you're going to be a rat. You want to come on here? Please, for yourself, for your benefit, be clever. Have an interesting insult. One that makes me chuckle at least. Don't be just an annoying asshole, because it's not good for anyone. So you're the first hack who came on here from the X space. You guys be good. Thanks. You take care, everyone. Appreciate it. Good night.